So you started a new exciting relationship. It could be a personal and romantic relationship. It could be a friendship. It could be a working relationship. And things are going along really well. And you're actually feeling really good about this. And you feel like things are moving forward and finally moving in the right direction. And then it happens. What always happens? Something gets said and there's a fight. There's a blowout. There now suddenly are words being exchanged, there's drama, there's conflict, there's a war, and now there's suddenly a whole schism and a breakdown of communication. And now the next thing you know, the relationship and potentially the opportunity that the relationship actually meant for you is burning in ruins. Does this sound familiar? My name is Keisha Dent. Welcome. I'm a certified mindset hypnotist and the author of Life Change Now. And before we get started and dive into today's video, if you haven't already, I really want to invite you to enter the summer giveaway that we're doing. The deadline is going to be in July of this year, 2023. And it just entails giving away a little book and a card deck. Okay, so we're giving these things away. And I'm definitely would love it if you could take a few minutes just to enter. In order to enter, you will just have to fill out a short little survey. And the purpose of this little giveaway is I want to know more about you. I want to know more about what you're going through so that I can assist you more. Let me know more about yourself, about your issues, about your challenges, so that I can shape what I'm talking about to really help you out in the best of your ability. So, the little giveaway will consist of my book, Life Change Now, which, of course, is a nice book that I have written that is all about creating lasting change and really how to do so in just 3 steps and 4 weeks. Okay, and it's definitely an easy book to follow along, has like nice little chapters and little divisions, and I definitely highly recommend that. And in addition, we're also including the Decoding Your Fears deck by Danielle Manlin as well. And these cards are awesome cards and wonderful ways to really dive into, decode, as the title says, and get over the fears that really get you stuck. And I love cards. I know a lot of you love cards as well. And these cards are amazing. I have my own deck of these, and we're going to give these away. And they're wonderful. You know, you can simply fan them out and pick one. And that's your card for the day. You can also simply just go through them one by one. They're really, really useful to kind of get out of your way. Okay. So you can enter on the link. It's New World Hypnosis /giveaway. And again, the deadline is also there in July. So best of luck. It only takes a few minutes. And I can't wait to see you then, okay? So moving on. So today's video, we're talking about ways that self-sabotage show up in our lives. And today we're talking about our mind's propensity to really create drama and disharmony, okay? So this is a pattern that can especially be seen in relationships, and especially personal relationships, where you just are looking for a certain type of person, and you know that you just have this good feeling about someone, but you're seeing that every time things get to a certain level, there's always drama. Whenever things get to a certain level of intimacy, of seriousness, of being truly taking this relationship to a next level, there's always a breakdown in communication and drama. And this is something that the mind can do, which is so tricky. It can actually cause us to seek out conflict or to create conflict in order to keep us from moving forward and moving forward to what actually scares us and what can actually intimidate us. And this is also something that can happen in any sort of relationship. Again, romantic relationships are often the first thing that come to mind, but it can happen with work relationships, with collaborations, with friendships, etc. And if you are noticing that when it is time for you to move forward to a project, to a goal, to a level of happiness or a new level of commitment, And whenever you get close to that, you start to and you may not think it's your fault, but you start to experience drama. There's suddenly a fight, and you may even say, "Well, it's not my fault." This I keep having these issues where someone will say something to me, and I just can't. I can't. So then we fight, and it goes off the rails and goes nowhere. So I invite you to really be mindful of this behavior and ask yourself, how often does this happen? And most importantly, when does it happen most frequently? Does it most frequently happen at a certain stage of progression? Does it most frequently happen right before you're about to cross a certain threshold, a certain boundary, there's a up level into a certain place? Is there suddenly a fight? Is there suddenly drama? Are you suddenly now being victimized or ganged up on or attacked or whatnot? And the subconscious is a tricky thing. And it often will do all sorts of unconscious and hidden things to keep us in a safe zone. Now, I say this always, the mind's job is really twofold. It has two major jobs that everything else can kind of be grouped under. The first is to keep you safe and comfortable. And the second one is to get you what you want. Now, oftentimes these two things will conflict, and when they do conflict, the first one is the default. It is the trump card. It will actually rather you be safe and in a particular place where you are comfortable and safe than actually overriding that and getting what you want. Now, again, this is the default way that the mind works. And of course, the mind, our greatest tool, can be actually trained to overcome that. We can actually be trained to be able to override the beeping little radar of if you're leaving your comfort zone, you're sure you want to go there? We can actually begin to turn that down so that we can move forward and do things that make us very uncomfortable. Okay? Now, so I want you to really think and get mindful of, is this potentially a sign of self-sabotage, okay? And again, defining self-sabotage is whenever we have a desire that we want and it conflicts with something that's happening, a need, then we really have to ask ourselves, are we actually getting in our own way? And creating conflict, creating drama, creating fights is one way that often can happen. Now, I also say that this is something that can happen within your own self, within the ecosystem of yourself. So it doesn't even have to happen between you and someone else, or you and other people. And one example I'm going to give is feeling ill or having accidents, again, whenever it gets time for you to move towards something. Is this a pattern for you? And this is something that is a pattern for me that I've noticed. Oftentimes, when it comes time for me to want to do something that kind of makes me uncomfortable or kind of scares me, even if it's unconsciously, even if it's something I really want to do that's going to give me a good elevated progression, I often will start to feel sick. I'll start to feel lightheaded. I'll get a headache. And of course, what happens is I say, oh, okay, I can't do this right now. I have to lay down. I'm going to lay down for a second. I'm going to deal with this. And then when I'm feeling better, I'll get back into it. And often that doesn't happen. Okay. Go figure. My headache, my nausea, my dizziness will last just enough for the day to start to wind down. And then it just magically goes away. I feel better. But of course, is it time to do the work that I was doing? No, now it's time to start to wind down and get ready for bed. Go figure, So the mind, again, can be sneaky. It can create drama and conflict and disharmony with other people and also within ourselves as well. Okay. And it's really important, again, to just be mindful. So the way we can kind of battle this is, number one, just be more aware. Awareness is the first thing. Be aware of how these things, drama, conflict, fighting, show up in your life, when they show up. And, especially when right before you do something that's good, could make you uncomfortable, even if you want it with every iota, every ounce of your cell, every cell of your being, every ounce of your flesh, you want this so bad. The thing about it is anything that we want often lies outside of our comfort zone, okay? It is something that lies in the unknown. So if this behavior shows up right before you are trying to achieve these things, ask yourself if you're actually sabotaging, if you can be getting in your way and creating this in your life. Number two is to recognize the role that this is playing, recognizing that this behavior is actually just trying to keep you safe. It's just trying to take care of you. And always practice self-compassion whenever it comes to this. And number 3, of course, is to change the response. So once you're aware that this is happening, it's really important to change how you respond to this. Like for example, once I realize my own bullshit that I'm getting sick or getting a headache right before I'm trying to do something that I'm kind of uncomfortable with doing, that I'm unconsciously afraid of, I thank my mind, okay? So I thank my mind for doing its best to try to keep me safe. It's very clever. You're very clever. I appreciate that. You're just trying to keep me where I am. You're trying to take care of me, but I don't want this. I don't want this. And what I want is to feel good, and we're going to move forward. I'm going to do this, and we're going to progress. And it's going to be so much better, so much more exciting on the other side. And when I talk myself through this, and I tell myself, I feel good, then I'm able to bring that down, okay? And just like that, it's crazy. Like, literally, I feel like a dial. I can feel the headache, the nausea just kind of dissipate when I do that. Also, you can also change the way you respond to other people. Like, for example, there may be triggering things that people say to you, but in order to keep our relationships well, we have to change the way we respond, oftentimes, to triggering things. So that is certainly something that can happen through simply being mindful, simply being able to work with your thoughts, being able to work with your emotions, but also hypnosis is a powerful way as well. If you're curious as to how hypnosis can help you to overcome self-sabotage as it has for so many other people, then I encourage you to check out my website, which is newworldhypnosis.com, and sign up for a free consultation. You also will find a free little video series and a free hypnotic recording called Stop Holding Yourself Back, a little program that's totally free. It's all about overcoming self-sabotage, okay? So check that out. And I hope that you found this video helpful. I hope you're enjoying your summer. And thank you so much for joining me today for this video. Please check out the survey, join the giveaway that we're doing this summer. And remember always, in order to change your life, you must first change yourself. Thank you so much, and I wish you well, and we'll catch up next time. Take care. Bye.